What if I told you that the weight of your wallet might be affecting the well-being of your mind? Now, that might seem like a stretch, but bear with me for a moment. You see, we're about to delve into an unseen connection, a hidden thread weaving through our society, tying together two issues that at first glance seem worlds apart: depression and poverty. Depression, a mental health disorder that casts a shadow over the lives of many, and poverty, a state of financial struggle that leaves individuals and families scraping together a life. Two different battles, yet they are so deeply intertwined that they could be seen as two sides of the same coin. The connection isn't immediately apparent. After all, the mind and the wallet aren't exactly neighbors. But when we start to unravel the threads, the picture becomes a lot clearer. Consider this. Numerous scientific studies have shown that people living in poverty are significantly more likely to suffer from depression. It's not a coincidence. It's a harsh reality that many face every day. And it's not just about the lack of money, it's about the constant stress, the uncertainty, the feeling of being trapped in a cycle that's hard to break free from. Expert opinions back this up. Psychologists and sociologists alike have observed this correlation and have delved into the underlying reasons. They've found that poverty doesn't just affect your bank balance, it affects your mental health, your relationships, your outlook on life, and the impact doesn't stop there. The ripple effects of this connection between depression and poverty extend further, infiltrating marriages, families, and communities, breeding disharmony and disruption. But how exactly does poverty lead to depression? Let's dive in. Ever heard of Oprah Winfrey? Or maybe J.K. Rowling? What about Jim Carrey? These are names etched in the annals of success, but before the fame and fortune, they each faced daunting hurdles. Let's delve into their stories, which are tales not just of success, but of resilience, determination, and triumph over adversity. Oprah Winfrey, a name synonymous with success, had her beginnings in abject poverty. Raised in rural Mississippi by a teenage single mother, she faced numerous challenges, yet she didn't let her circumstances define her. Oprah battled through her depression, channeling her pain into motivation. Today, she is a media mogul and philanthropist, her story an inspiration for millions worldwide. Then we have J.K. Rowling, the author who gave us the magical world of Harry Potter. She was a single mother living on state benefits, struggling with depression. The idea for Harry Potter came to her during a train journey, but it took her 7 years to see it published. Through sheer grit and persistence, she transformed her life, turning her trials into a tale of magic that has captivated the hearts of millions. And who can forget Jim Carrey, the man who makes us laugh? Behind the humor and the smiles, Carrey had a tough upbringing. He grew up in poverty and even lived in a van for a time. But Carrey turned his life around, using his gift for humor as a beacon of hope. His journey from a poor child in Canada to a Hollywood superstar is nothing short of remarkable. These celebrities' stories are not just tales of success, but narratives of resilience. They faced adversity, battled depression, and rose above their circumstances through sheer determination and hard work. Their journeys show that it isn't where you start that matters, but where you end up. These celebrities are testament to the fact that it is possible to rise above one's circumstances. Poverty and depression don't just affect individuals. They ripple out, affecting marriages, families, and entire communities. In the grand tapestry of life, these threads weave a pattern of strain and discord. It's an interplay that often goes unnoticed. But it's there, lurking beneath the surface, shaping our interactions and experiences. You see, poverty is not just a state of financial lack, it's a state of constant worry, uncertainty, and stress. It's the nagging feeling of not having enough, of struggling to make ends meet, of constantly living on the edge. And this relentless pressure doesn't just evaporate at the end of the day, it seeps into our homes, into our relationships, into our very beings. Imagine a marriage, a union meant to be a sanctuary of love and support. Now inject the persistent stress of poverty into that equation. It's like a slow-acting poison, eroding the foundation of understanding, patience, and compassion. Conversations that should revolve around dreams and aspirations are replaced by heated debates about bills and expenses. The bedroom, once a haven of intimacy, becomes a battleground of accusations and resentments. The harmony that once bound the couple together begins to falter under the weight of financial strain. But it doesn't stop there. This disharmony extends beyond the confines of the home into the broader society. It manifests as hostility, aggression, and a general lack of empathy. We become so consumed by our own struggles that we forget to extend a helping hand to others. The community, which should be a source of support and solidarity, becomes fragmented and disjointed. However, understanding the link between poverty, depression, and disharmony is the first step towards addressing these issues. We need to foster a culture of mental health support and understanding, especially in the context of financial hardship. We need to remind ourselves that it's okay to seek help, to talk about our struggles, to lean on each other in times of need. We can't ignore the impact of these issues on our society. Now let's look at how we can break this cycle. Breaking the cycle of poverty and depression is no easy task, but it's not impossible. This statement may sound like a lofty ideal, yet it's a reality that's within our reach. The key lies in understanding that these two issues, poverty and depression, are intertwined and must be addressed together. Let's start with mental health support. The importance of mental health can't be overstated. It's as vital as our physical health. Initiatives that provide accessible mental health services, particularly in poverty-stricken areas, are making a significant difference. Free or low-cost counseling, support groups, and community mental health programs are just a few examples. These initiatives are not just band-aid solutions, they are lifelines for those trapped in the cycle of poverty and depression. Next up, education. Education is the backbone of any thriving society. It's the great equalizer. It equips individuals with the knowledge and skills to secure better jobs, thus breaking the cycle of poverty. But we're not just talking about academic education here, we're also talking about mental health education, understanding the signs of depression, knowing how to seek help, and eradicating the stigma around mental health issues. These are equally important. And lastly, social programs. These are essential safety nets for people living in poverty. They provide immediate relief and long-term solutions. Food banks, housing assistance, job training programs, all these are crucial in breaking the poverty cycle. But more than that, these programs send a powerful message to those struggling. You are seen, you are heard, you are not alone. Now let's look at some success stories. Take, for instance, the work of non-profit organizations like the Loveland Foundation, providing therapy support to Black women and girls, or Feeding America, addressing hunger and food insecurity, or Project Home, fighting homelessness. These initiatives are making a real difference. They're not just changing lives, they're saving lives. Remember, every step we take towards addressing these issues is a step towards a healthier, happier society. You are not alone, and there is help available. Together we can break the cycle. Together we can create a world where poverty and depression are not a life sentence, but hurdles that can be overcome.